Guides here, everybody, with another down and dirty guide to DayZ. Today we're going to be looking at the quick start for Berezino. So if you spawn in Three Valleys or in Solnechny, you're probably going to want to head up to Berezino. Now Berezino has two stores, a hospital, and it has military tents, so essentially it's a Cherno equivalent. So just because it's up north, don't expect there to be any less players. In fact, I think I've seen more players in Berezino than I've actually seen in Cherno. So if you don't know, a quick start has three goals. You have to get food and water, you have to get medical supplies, and you want to get the heck out of there. Since Berezino does count as being up north, I do take an extra risk by going to the second store. But right after hitting up the second store, I do recommend that you get out of Berezino right away if you're a new player. That all being said, I spawned in Solnechny, so here's the route that I took. If you look real close, you'll see that there's a line slicing right through the forest, and those are actually power lines and are very easy to follow. So the first stop that we're going to make in Berezino is the store. So I'm going to approach this store from the back through the alley. And as soon as I get into the store, I'm going to run through and I'm going to double check and make sure there's nobody else here. As soon as I make sure there's nobody here, I'm going to start stocking up on supplies. So once I'm done looting the store, I'm going to head to the hospital. Now I got a bit turned around. I had meant to go through the front door of the store and go right to the hospital, but I went through the back of the store instead, and because of that, I ended up approaching the hospital from the back. Now new players, if you don't have a primary, you don't have a secondary, or you don't even have a hatchet, you can use bottles or empty cans to break down the glass in the front of the hospital. So since I was able to find myself a check bag in the store, I'm going to stock up on the normal amount of blood bags and painkillers, but I'm also going to grab more morphines than normal. Now some players have asked me, why do you take 2 blood bags if you can't perform a blood transfusion on yourself? And that's because instead of me saying, hey, friendly, I'll say, hey, do you need blood to another player? And they're probably less likely to shoot me. They might still shoot me, but at least I made an honest effort to give them some blood, and in turn, I could give them the spare blood bag, and they could give me a blood transfusion. So here I am approaching the last store of Berezino, and as I get closer, I can already tell there's absolutely nothing in here. Nothing has spawned. Maybe some new players spawned nearby, and thus despawned all the items, but there's nothing here, so there's nothing for me to do. So from here, I'm going to run past these apartments, and I'm going to run northwest to get out of the town. Thanks for watching, and see you in Cherno.